That was actually just like my worst game segue ever. It's like, cool kids are going to watch this game. The end. All right, well, this game is going to be played on Terminus, and on the right side of the map we have the loser of Game 1. Can he tie things up? It is MarineKing Prime.we. And up at the top of the map in the blue is our Zerg player from the team, Complexity MVP. He's DongRaeGu. Like I said yesterday, it sounds like his name means he's DongRaeGu, heir to the spaghetti sauce fortune. Got a lot of money. Sit around and play Starcraft all day, it's okay.
That'd be pretty funny.
Totally. You know what else I had strung up around my room?
What's that?
Like that yellow do not cross construction zone tape stuff.
Yeah, I know a lot of people who did that. And they had police line do not cross and all of those things.
Yeah.
One of my friends actually had a guitar strap that was like made from those things as well.
That's cool.
And
I like that. Do you know I used to play a lot of guitar?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I actually played in a couple different punk rock bands in high school and college.
That's pretty cool, man.
Yeah.
Do you have any like MP3s of that?
Somewhere. Oh man, I don't know if I have those our CDs
You're
anymore.
you're like so embarrassed. You're like, I don't know. If I can show you.
I actually did have a CD, but I don't know where it is.
Well,
Sorry.
more of this drone harassment from DongRaeGu. Obviously, we saw this in the previous game, and it's very annoying to deal with. He has to pull a second SCV. So now that SCV is under attack.
That's okay, though, because there's going to be some potential double barracks pressure coming at DongRaeGu. This time I'm okay with it. I mean,
this is
most cases I'm not. But.
This is a very different situation than we saw last game.
Yeah.
The 2 barracks pressure here is something that MarineKing is intended to do on this map. This is very common strategy for MarineKing to do on this map. It's very common for Terrans to do on this map in general. And MarineKing is going to find out that he's very fortunate that not only is his opponent at close positions, but he went pool before gas. So
yeah,
it's going to make this push a little bit easier to do. But it was pool before hatchery as well, so not going to have that easy potential win from his 2 racks. But basically what MarineKing is going to do here is just put on a little bit of pressure and expand. And then what we're probably going to see is that SC Foyu style 4 barracks pressure afterwards, where he just constantly rallies units out of 4 barracks.
Yeah, that has been really strong lately. We've seen players like Gumiho take down Nest T with that style.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's pretty strong. A couple Zerglings out right now for DongRaeGu.
Yeah, you can really see the pool first coming into play here, where he just has enough units to keep MarineKing back. But at the same time, with the 2 racks, of course, that many Zerglings, that's much fewer drones that he's going to have.
Yep. Both players kind of benefiting a little bit. The push isn't actually going to probably even get to DongRaeGu's base. And by the same token, DongRaeGu isn't going to have as many drones as he normally would.
Yeah, DongRaeGu smartly made a spine crawler in his main. He's now walking that down to his natural.
Comically walking that down to his natural. Spine crawlers are like the funniest thing ever when they walk, man.
Yeah, they do look a little bit funny.
Where is he going, actually? Just walked out in front looking bold right now. Oh, there it is. It's going back, and it doesn't get burrowed in time, actually.
Yeah, for that reason, he actually miscontrolled his spine crawler a little bit, but
luckily they're pacifist Marines, so he's fine.
The Marines are trying to catch the Zerglings, obviously. Yeah. It's just a complicated dance that's going on here between these players.
What is this? What is going on with MarineKing sending an SCV up to the top of his 3rd base?
He wanted to check for the Overlord to see if he could get a Overlord kill.
Yep.
But DongRaeGu is more patient. Didn't send his Overlord down there yet.
And he's actually building another command center down there. A 3rd command center getting started by MarineKing. So wanted to, like you said, check for that Overlord, but then also wanted maybe sneak a command center. And I think DRG, if he turns south just a little bit, might see it.
Yeah, it's going to be tough for him to see it with the Overlord path on its current rally, but it will pass it eventually. He's going to go check for that. That's obviously the point of that Overlord, to check for that 3rd base. And back at home, MarineKing is just still producing off the 2 barracks. He has added a 3rd barracks, which will completely wall him in.
Yep.
And what he's going to do with his Marines now is just make sure that DongRaeGu has to make a few Zerglings every now and then, and that he can't comfortably take a 3rd base.
Yeah.
He's actually going to attack with his spine crawler. I'm not sure if I agree with this. He's actually losing several Marines here.
Oh.
Spine crawler getting 2 kills, 2.5, I guess you could say, because 1 Marine is 1 poke away from death.
No such thing as a half kill. You're either dead or you're alive. Well, that's it.
Oh. No, man, it's a half kill. It's an abstract concept. What's the square root of -1,
it's
man?
Like the Schrodinger's cat of kill adjustments in Starcraft 2. It's like if a Marine is in a siege tank, do you know if the Marine is really alive or dead?
I don't know, man. We don't know.
If there's 2 Zerglings and an Overlord, are both Zerglings dead? If you put a Zergling in a small radioactive isotope and an Overlord,
All right.
Alive or dead.
Here's a question. I asked this on Twitter the other day. I got a lot of good replies, but I want to ask you guys now because I know not everyone follows me on Twitter. Are all Zerglings twins?
Yeah.
Are they all twins? Is that actually just to confirm the fact? Are all Zerglings twins, man?
I think so.
DongRaeGu is spotting that the command center is going to be placed there very soon.
Yeah.
He actually, I do not believe, saw the actual command center. No, he did not see the command center, so he only saw Marines attacking rocks. So he doesn't know that, that specifically that the command center has gone up already.
Yeah, he may think it's just kind of preparation for making that third. He probably isn't aware that it's already done. It's a very fast turn. And we'll find out. That's the question. Baneling Nest on the way for DongRaeGu
as well as the lair.
As well as the lair. Oh, no, you have to buy me a Coke.
What? Why do I have
Pepsi.
to buy you a Coke?
I said don't. Pepsi's better. Never mind.
Well, DongRaeGu is just now going to take his third hatchery. Obviously, he's very far behind in that sense because MarineKing is already mining from 3 bases. He's got 3 orbitals up, so he can drop 3 meals at a time, and I don't need to tell you guys how much income that generates. So DongRaeGu is not in the best position here. He's spreading creep like a madman, 4 tumors at a time going down, and that's going to help him, of course, reinforce attacks that he might start making here pretty soon. I'm kind of curious to see what he's going to do with this lair here. It's most likely going to be Spire Tech. We don't know that for sure, though.
Oh, I would imagine it probably. But we do now, yeah.
Now we know.
We know now. Well, Spire is so good on this map. I mean, there's a lot of places for the Mutas to come in and harass at various
points. At these
points.
Positions, you can use Mutas for so many different things.
Yeah.
And DongRaeGu is actually spreading creep like an even madder man. Now he's gone up to 6 tumors down here at the end. 5 was not enough for him.
He's going to be the maddest man soon. I was trying to think of some sort of like Mad Hatter Zerker.
Yeah, I was trying to think of that, but
the Mad Lurker.
The Mad Lurker, Mad Infestor, man. He like controls other people's minds and makes them crazy too.
Maybe.
Well, MarineKing is actually mining almost only gas from his third base. He's actually dropping mules there, but he doesn't really have SCVs mining there. Only mules. And he's actually right now adding a second factory. He's got an armory up. He's getting his very fast 2-2 upgrades, and part of that comes from that additional gas he's getting from his third base. You can see DongRaeGu using his third base for almost the exact same reason. Look at that gas income for both these guys. MarineKing having an even higher one until that moment where the drones were transferred.
Yeah, well, I'm sure DRG has a lot of things he's got planned to use for that gas too. Upgrades, of course, for both ground and air units. It's a lot of gas, and just a ton of mutas too.
Yeah. Well, the creep spread of DongRaeGu, like I was saying, is getting pretty intense. It's already about 2/3 of the way towards MarineKing's base.
Oh, look out, Overlords. The lone Viking. Kind of nice to have one of those out just to clear out the Overlords from near your base. Make sure to pave the way for any drops that you may want to send later on, you know.
Look at that.
Critical mass, octane. I don't know, it's like a space gas station. It's like we're still relying on fossil fuels. Come on, guys.
Viking actually just wants to go over there and get fueled up.
You know, Vikings look like they burn a lot of gas. I think Vikings have a large carbon footprint, Wolf.
Yeah, I would say so. I think in the future, though, in the future of the future, they will have hybrid Vikings.
Maybe.
And not hybrid in the sense that they can land and walk on the ground and then lift up again.
That's true.
But in the sense that they're hybridized in some way. I don't know.
They have like a little leaf on the side of them by the gas tank. It's like you're walking down the street and you're about to cross the street. You don't hear it coming. You get run over by a Viking. Like, oh, those electric Vikings. Bicyclists hate those.
They do, man.
Vikings.
Yeah, they hate those Vikings. Well, here are the mutas, but look at this. MarineKing, he has foreseen this.
He's ready.
His third base does have some turrets in the position where the mutas are not coming from, so he's going to take a little bit of damage here.
And yeah, a lot of room for him to chase the mutas away. They fly over the techno turrets.
See where he's positioned his turrets? He's put them in such a way where if the mutas come from DongRaeGu's base, it's going to be well defended from them. But he is slightly vulnerable if they take another attack pattern, as we just saw.
Yeah. Well, the interesting thing now is
that is really fast. Plus 3/3 upgrades coming out from MarineKing.
Yeah, it actually is. It's, well, it seems fast, but I think we just don't see a lot of games where the Terran just gets to sit back and power things.
Yeah,
like
but he got that really fast third base and used it almost only for gas, so he's been able to get that upgrade up just really quickly. He hasn't stopped. He hasn't missed a beat on those upgrades. He's already got +1 for his vehicles as well. And he's going to have to cancel his command center, ironically. And he's actually going to lose a few Marines. Beautiful control again by DongRaeGu with these mutas, controlling the map, coming in at just the right moment.
Oh, he's going to get a couple of these reactors too. MarineKing taking out a bunch of creep tumors. One thing to definitely keep note of, other than the tons of banelings morphing right now, is just the difference between DongRaeGu's muta control and like July's muta control. DRG is so much safer.
Yeah, he's so much more crisp with his mutas.
Yeah.
And MarineKing has realized that, I mean, he's actually just saying, I'm at the going point, I'm just going to go. I'm not going to turn around, I'm just going to continue to attack. And he's losing his production facility slowly in his main, but this attack is still quite strong. But like you were saying, a ton of banelings have been morphed.
Yep. About
30 of them. He's got 36 in total right now.
And the mutas have to pull back. They have to do something about this big aggression from MarineKing. And these Marines are almost 3-3 too, so this is going to be pretty dangerous for him. 2-2 Marines alone are dangerous. Watch how fast they kill this queen, man. Oh! There.
Bit of a misstep. But nice little elevator tactic here by MarineKing. He's going to lift up his Marines and pull back towards the siege tanks whenever banelings attack.
Yeah.
And DongRaeGu is actually in a little bit of trouble here because 3-3 is just finishing up right now. He has +2 carapace for his ground forces, but his mutas don't have upgrades to handle that.
Man, Marines just chew through buildings so quickly too when they get those upgrades as well. Oh, here we go! MarineKing microing pretty well.
Yeah, microing actually on 2 different sides against these banelings. And DongRaeGu might actually just die here, man. I don't know if he can hold this much longer.
No, there's going to need to be some lucky baneling hits, I think, for DongRaeGu to fend off MarineKing at this point.
He does have that base over at the 9 o'clock position, still mining, but is it going to be enough? Can he really produce that much out of it? There's already Thors walking across the map. Remember, he does have +1 upgrades for his vehicles. And 3-3 is finishing up like right at this moment.
And here we go. That's still a lot of mutas, but the baneling's just getting killed so quickly. Yeah. Oh, here we go. MarineKing trying to get his Marines away in time.
Oh, gets out with most of his Marines at the last second, but steps forward just once too soon, losing a majority of his Marines, and that's kind of something that DongRaeGu needed, but even if he cleans up this tank push, there's so many more units back in MarineKing's natural. He's actually sending another force to the 9 o'clock base as well. There are a few units waiting for him over there.
Oh.
At the 9 o'clock base, he lost a lot of his Marines. He's now pushing in there. There's a few more units waiting to defend.
Yep. Oh, not really controlling that siege tank terribly well. That's taken out.
Yeah, he's going to lose that tank. The Thor's going to do a decent amount of damage, but there's so many Zerglings here.
Yeah, down to just 2 Marines. And the Thor should stay alive, but Lings do pretty well against Thors. So that, MarineKing was just on the verge of victory right there, but went back with his Marine Ball just a little bit too early. The mutas blocked his vision of the banelings. It's very difficult to kind of judge that sometimes.
Well, this push here, now he's reinforced it. It's going to be very difficult for DongRaeGu to defend this. He's got a decent amount of mutas, but with that one Thor there, it's going to make all the difference in the world and how he's going to want to engage those mutas. And DongRaeGu's in a tough spot. He's lost now his 3rd mining base. He's remaking his 3rd at his 3rd base location right there. But MarineKing is actually just going to gather up a large force and attack again, and I don't think he's going to have enough answer for this.
Oh. See how well those 3-3 Marines do against mutas. GG. Yeah, I mean, DRG, he knew that his economy was hurt enough that he'd never be able to keep up with MarineKing at that point. And MarineKing ties things up.
Ties us up 1-1, and DongRaeGu was trying to keep up on upgrades as much as he could with his carapace. He had +3 carapace on the way there at the end. But MarineKing with a super fast 3rd base that DongRaeGu did not react to properly. He saw only the Marines shooting at the rocks, and that made him feel like, oh, you're not going to have this for a while. I noticed that you made a lot of Marines. You were going to try to pressure me, and I'm just going to go fast layer. Yeah, he thought he was ahead in tech, and thought he was just in a superior position. But MarineKing had been mining that gas for so long, got those upgrades up really fast, even got fast +1 for his vehicles. And that was a pretty well-played game by MarineKing. Pretty sneaky, pretty tricky. DongRaeGu could have scouted a little bit better to help turn the tide, but his mutas control was great, and MarineKing's decision to not go home and to attack at that moment was actually really smart.
Yeah, I mean, MarineKing just played it really, really well. And we really saw him get to kind of show off a little bit of his control that game, too. Aside from losing all those Marines to that one baneling hit, but kind of like I mentioned, it's so hard to know exactly when to stop, running away, because you don't want to run away too far, otherwise everything is just going to die to the mutas. Your tanks are just going to die like that, so you need to at some point stop to take those out. But if you stop too early, like we saw, you just get owned by banelings. So
that was MarineKing's map choice. He chose that map. That's how this format works, guys. The first map is chosen randomly, but every other map is chosen by the loser. So And our next map is actually going to be Dual Site. This is chosen by DongRaeGu. And we're going to take a quick 5-minute break. When we get back, Game 3 between MarineKing and DongRaeGu on Dual Site.